Okay. And we have Joni Mitchell at the bottom of the deck. We will look at the underlying energies at the end of the reading. Unless they really speak to me. Well, I mean, like, yeah. We'll still look at them at the end. But, you know what I'm saying. Don't dream about the sunset at midday. Know your rights. Travel is the most effective antidote to indifference. Okay. I'm gonna look at all of this together and see. All right. So it's interesting that we have, you know, the lions here and the animal print in the background on the Shakira card, which brings in that, you know, strength factor, right? This will, determination, which we also see with this Nine of Wands here. The heart as well, though. And with Shakira, you know, there's like this, you know, like I said, I feel like this is coming up to remind you, especially with this Empress card, to really, and, you know, of course, with this Empress card too, I see that Venus energy. But, you know, just to really take care of yourself. And this is the Earth Star. Interesting. So, wow, underneath Divine Wisdom is that Angels and Masters. We've got 3, 3, 6, 3, 3. And I was talking about that 3, right? And another 3. That magic number. And we've got 6, 9. All multiples of 3. Very interesting. And of course, this last time, and I see some elements of it showing up here, you were in the Akashic Records, right? That Divine Wisdom. That 6 of Cups here. You know, with the Shakira card, you know, I just really feel like with the Know Your Rights, the indifference, and Shakira is a big advocate. It's like you're bringing that sense of justice into this, right? This intellect card here, the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords. It's all over it, all right? All right, now, it's very, you know, I can't help but notice, like, the hand position here. And, you know, this Queen of Swords, I feel it's like, you know, we have the blue jay down here. And he can be a little raucous, right? But he's misunderstood. And I feel that's, you know, there's a sense of that with you, and we've seen it before. Like, you have your viewpoint, you feel very justified in it, right? Not, and this intellect, you know, it's you're very much coming from the air element, right? With this King of Swords down here too, in your subconscious. And just the Shakira card for some reason is really speaking that into that for me too. I feel like you have this great sense of what justice is right now and how it's to be brought about. But I just keep on getting this feeling like you're, you know, you don't feel like you're being heard. You know, that misunderstanding, like, you know, the blue jay. The blue jay is a really amazing bird. Oops, let me. But, you know, it's misunderstood. People give it a hard time all the time. I can't remember what he's supposed to, you know, represent here. I'm sure it's truth, right? They're a great, they do warnings, right? They mimic hawks too. That's interesting. That would, you know, like they'll make sounds like hawks to warn other birds and little other critters that might be around, that a hawk is around. So that might be part of that too. All right. But then we see in here, we see this volcano, and we see the volcano here too. Volcano. I'm seeing that as Uranus, right? This full moon is going to be conjunct Uranus, and I feel like it's like this insight that you get, right? That like, aha. And this is going, you know, this is a pinnacle that, you know, she's got her hand out here. And I feel like this pinnacle is going to fall into that hand, right? Because this is the past, present, future. And yeah, this is something that you've been working on, right? Because we've got the Nine of Wands here, which is to keep going. And I do see this, you know, you're very resolute, right? You have been, you're looking into the future here. I definitely get that, you know, you've been up in the, definitely mind, but, you know, it's like last time, this Akashic records, right? And you might not even be aware that you're accessing them, but you know, it's like you've got all this wisdom, right? This was over here last time, and now you're taking it and you're putting it into action, right? You're sharing it, which we see also with this Eight of Pentacles down here. But yeah, I see in the, you know, this volcano that we see right here is connected with the Six of Cups, which I'm also seeing as, you know, that this delving into the Akashic records, delving into your past. There might, you know, this is the Sun in Scorpio is this card, and we have the Sun moving into Scorpio. So it's very much bringing that up. These old memories, right? And that there's something that comes about, whether this is some kind of reminiscing that you're having with somebody, and, you know, something comes up, there it is. It's like, but whatever it is, it's gold, right? I also can see this as it falls down and lands upside down as, you know, kind of that repression, right? These, and I'm seeing it here as well, that there's like this, you're trying to stay positive, right? You're trying to, and I think you are for the most part, but there's this certain amount of, you know, even here, right? This Nine of Wands, that's the wounded warrior. That you're just kind of, you know, the small talk, the small-mindedness, right? This wanting to hold on to the past. Like, you're kind of over it. Ah, look here. He's got the hawk. Interesting. Which makes it, you know, that's so interesting that I got that message with this Queen of Swords here. I think Mars and Venus, because this is counterpart energy, they are kind of having some, yeah, they're both like in their home signs, right? Venus is going to be in Libra, and Mars is in Aries, right? And they're making some kind of oppositions. Yeah, opposition. That's exactly what's happening. But it's because they're in their home signs, right? It's like there's this exchange that's happening between them. And that these guys have kind of been warning you that he's coming, right? And maybe it's like there's this psychic connection for some of you, and or there is, you can sense this kind of contact that's going to be coming, and it's like, you know, it's going to be like this pretense. Now that's just for some of you, and like that just like came up, but I can't help but see that there, right? Especially with this Empress in between. You're both being very guarded, yeah, because he's got the blinders on the hawk here, so as not to attack, right? The Blue Jays. Interesting. Interesting. But, and yeah, you know, of course, that is there as well. You might be trying to push down those thoughts, right? This is speaking all kinds of stuff. All right, we're gonna stop there. Yeah, it's just that, yeah, I think I've covered everything I need to there. But so we have the Page of Wands in the air element. And of course, these kind of represent that first week. The week of Halloween, the week that Venus and Mercury move into Libra, right? And this is the Page of Wands. It is good news. That's what it represents. And I don't see it, you know, really touching anything. You know, this spread is overall very positive, right? There is some repression. There is like possibly that Uranus, right, bringing some kind of surprise in, right? This teacup with the Page of Cups here at the bottom, right? Surprise communication, perhaps. But, you know, especially with this Empress here, it's, you know, that Venus energy is really playing out, very earthy energy. And of course, a reminder to take good care of yourself, right? You're staying positive, this positive frame of mind. And I feel like you're trying to keep your communications positive. And, you know, it's really working out, you know, and this is like, keep going, keep it up. You know, yeah, you might be kind of faking it until you make it, to some extent, but I don't see any kind of negativity coming from that. You know, there's who knows what that surprise could be, right, with that Empress there. She represents earth energy, abundance, right? Sovereignty, fertility, creativity. And we see this line right here. And there might, you know, this Hermit is sitting in your action. This is your Wands energy, you know, and we have Wands over here across the way. And I just see you doing something with that knowledge, right? Something spiritual. Sharing that knowledge in some way. And of course, you know, this is also, you know, Wands can be about spirit. This can just be about you going inward and really searching. But I just get this sense, especially with this Pentacle here and this Eight of Pentacles here, that you're doing something with it. Right? Because this is the second week. This is the week of the election, as a matter of fact. This gives no clues, right? It's very, you know, earthy energy. Once again, you're very grounded. And, you know, I do see this Eight of Pentacles in the water element, which is, you know, your emotions, your relationships. And you're studying them, yes. And I mean, like, we do see her holding this pentacle here, shining it up. And then this is this pentacle in the future. So it's a pinnacle that you're creating. I also feel like this, I can't help but feel like this is, with that Akashic records, right? This in dealing with the past and Uranus in the mix here. This whole, that you're breaking out of karmic cycles, right? You're breaking some cycles that you've been in with this Eight of Pentacles being here. But studying those emotions, being very practical in your relationships, and doing the inner work. Once again, I just, you know, it's amazing, really. That this way, you know, this positivity is really paying off, right? Eight of Pentacles. And that she, I mean, like, I can't help but see this as you're getting some kind of payday. Something that you've accomplished, something that you've achieved, something that you've worked long and hard for. To the left. Huh. Somebody else got this recently. This is called Study for Marilyn. And this is about, you know, that different viewpoint, right? This, you know, she's got this, and it's like, it's really coming from within, because this, I'm kind of seeing this as like, you know, looking through, you know, have you ever looked through a glass, the bottom of a glass before, right? I'm sure as a kid you did. Maybe I ought to try it just for shits and giggles, right? And just to kind of like see what it, you know, stuff like that might be what really, you know, just stuff that just doesn't seem like it would be worthwhile, right? These like little silly things that just don't, you know, a King of Swords shouldn't be doing, might really kind of like spark something deep within, right? Because this is like going through her head. And it's that also, you know, with this red lipstick and the red fingernails, right? These kind of more mundane, superficial type things. You know, not to say that there's anything wrong with it, of course. But, you know, that is kind of what it's showing, which, once again, this groundedness, right? But I feel like it's just, once again, it's kind of highlighting that fact that you kind of like don't have a tolerance for it, but you're trying to force it. It's called Study for Marilyn. That study thing again, right? Maybe studying the people, right? You know, it's like, I feel like, because we do have the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, the intellect here, you're doing some kind of studying of all that's happening, you know, and it might just be, you know, this watchfulness, right? Trying to see things from that different point of view, but you also might be doing something with that. Interesting. And then across the way, I mean, like, look how glum Mary is. This is, you know, it's like this tired, old system that we've been in is what this feels like.